Good morning, students. Today we are going to start lesson number 2, Journey from Primitive Man to Settled Life of SST Standard 6. Now the chapter starts with a boy who is traveling from Gandhinagar to Jamnagar in the train and is wondering. He is looking outside the window and he is wondering that what are the other means of transportation. So he asks the question to his uncle and his uncle replies that train is only 150 years old in our country. Before that, people used to travel and transport through bullock carts. So, bullock carts are one of the oldest means of transportation in India. I hope students you all have seen bullock carts. Now let's move towards second para, primitive man, nomadic life. First of all, you need to understand what the word primitive man means. Primitive means something very old and nomadic life. So, nomadic means when a person does not have a proper house or settled lifestyle and moves from one place to another in search of food, water, shelter, etc. That is what is called nomadic life. So people of a primitive era used to move from one place to another. They were also called hunter-gatherers. They did not have knowledge of any agriculture or farming or having a settled lifestyle. They did not used to wear clothes. They used to wear animal skin and plant leaves around their body. Their lifestyle was quite different from our lifestyle. Why were they called hunter-gatherers? They used to hunt for the animals and then they used to gather the meat and they used to live at one place. Once they were finished with all the meat, they used to again move from one place to another in search of meat. They used to gather the meat, the fruits, the roots, and then they used to live at that particular place for some more time and again move to some other place. Now one more thing, that some animals were too quick and it was very hard to hunt them, whereas the animals like deer, sheep, goat, they were very easy to hunt. So primitive man used to hunt these animals. They were also water. Water is something very important. We human beings understood from a very long time ago that there is no substitute of water and hence water is very necessary. So one of the very important life source is water. So if you see even the establishment of oldest civilizations of the world, they were settled or they were made near the river bank. So water has been the bare necessity of human beings of life. Places of human habitation of primitive man in India. So what is habitation? Habitation means living in a place and primitive means early humans. Archaeologists means the one who study past human activity by excavating, dating and interpreting objects and sites of historical interest. Anthropologists make studies of human work. ह्यूमन की जो स्टडी करने वाले होते हैं उसे एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट्स कहते हैं एंड हिस्टोरियंस मीन्स द पर्सन हु आर स्टडिंग अबाउट हिस्ट्री हैव टुगेदर फाउंड आउट मैनी प्लेसेस ऑफ हैबिटेशन ऑफ प्रिमिटिव मैन. सो आर्कोलॉजिस्ट, एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट एंड हिस्टोरियंस तीनों ने मिलकर ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन फाइंड की कि जहाँ पे अर्ली ह्यूमंस की प्लेसेस उन्हें मिली. अलॉन्ग विद इट they have also found out information about implements used by them. So implements means tools, especially for outdoor works. घर के बाहर जो tool used होते हैं उसे implements भी उन लोगों को मिले. They used implements and weapons made of stone and wood. Implements means tools and weapons means हथियार. तो वो लोग को ऐसे टूल्स एंड वेपन्स यूज करते थे जो स्टोन एंड वुड से बने थे. समटाइम्स they even used implements made up of bones. So sometimes they also used implements and weapons made of bones. Since the lives of hunter-gatherer and wanderers are associated with Stone technology this time is called Paleolithic. The Paleolithic is also called the Old Stone Age. जो hunter gatherers थे and wanderers थे उन लोगों ने stone technology use करना start किया. Means they used such tools and weapons which were made of stones. So that time is called Paleolithic Age. Now here in this picture you can see the picture of tools or implements which were made from stones. You can see they are very sharp and they use these weapons for hunting and to cut the skin of animals. The stones were used to cut vegetation and to scrape the skin of animals. Scrap means cut karna, फाड़ना. They used the weapons to cut the vegetation or roots and also to cut the skin of animals. Primitive man used peel of the tree and skin of animals to cover his body. Peel means skin of fruits or vegetables, छिलके. They used peel and even skin of trees and even animals' skin to cover their body. You will find that many places in India primitive men might have lived. Few places are shown in this map, but there are evidences of others. Their habitats is in many places of India. So here in this map, some places are there where they state red small triangle में Paleolithic places दी है. See here, बिम्बिटका. It is a very important जो मध्य प्रदेश में situated है. Then महागधा and then Ganga river. Then Krishna river and जो modern cities है उसको वो ब्लू स्टार से इंडिकेट किया है. तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ 2 ब्लू स्टार दिख रहे हैं, तो कोलकाता एंड मुंबई दिया है. सो दिस मैप शोज द इम्पॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द डिफरेंट प्लेसेस जहाँ से प्रिमिटिव मैन के एविडेंसेस मिले थे. They prefer to stay in good and large places where stones, wood and water were found. So they prefer means they selected to stay in good and large places where they get stones and wood and also water, because they use stones to make weapons and wood for cooking their food, and water is already you know that it is a essential thing. They lived in natural caves to protect themselves from rain and wild animals. वो लोग नेचुरल केव्स में रहते थे खुद को रेन एंड वाइल्ड एनिमल्स से प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए. Several such places have been found in Vindhya mountains in central India. नेचुरल केव्स के एविडेंसेस विंध्या माउंटेन्स में मिले हैं जो सेंट्रल इंडिया में है. Such type of places have also been found in the region around नर्मदा रिवर एंड ऐसे कुछ एविडेंसेस नर्मदा रिवर के पास भी मिले हैं. बिम्बटका दैट इज इन मध्य प्रदेश हैज बीन फाउंड विच वॉज एन एक्सीलेंट प्लेस ऑफ ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन. बिम्बटका इज अ प्लेस विच इज सिचुएटेड in Madhya Pradesh, which was an excellent place found of human habitation. In its caves near about 500 images of birds, deer, wooden spear means bala, trees, humans, etc. are drawn by the primitive man have been found, which are drawn with the help of natural colors. And जो बिम्बिटका की केव है which is situated in मध्य प्रदेश, वहाँ से नियर बाय 500 इमेजेस मिले हैं. बर्ड्स, डियर्स, वुडन स्पीयर मतलब भाला, फिर ट्रीज, ह्यूमन के मिले हैं एंड वो सब प्रिमिटिव मैन ने ड्रॉ किए हैं विच हैज़ बीन फाउंड एंड इट इज़ कलर्ड विद द नेचुरल कलर्स. उन्होंने उसको सिर्फ बनाए नहीं है, कर्व्ड नहीं किए, उनको पेंट भी किए हैं, वो भी नेचुरल कलर्स से. See, this is the picture of the cave of Bhimbetka. Next topic is discovery of fire and wheel and their uses. So, slowly as time passes, they discovered fire and then wheel. And let's see what are their uses. Ruins of ashes. Ruins means जो बरो हुए evidences हैं वो. And ashes means धूल, मिट्टी. Found in the caves of the primitive man in Kurnool in South India indicate that they were familiar with fire. Ashes means राख. वो evidences मिले कुरनूल साउथ इंडिया से मिले. So we can say that they were familiar with fire, means they used fire. As per historians, approximately 11,000 years ago, humans started using fire. Before 11,000 years ago, humans started using fire. Use of fire had revolutionized their life because with the help of it, they could cook the meat and eat, get light and protect themselves from wild animals. So what was the use of fire? फायर वॉज यूज टू रिवॉल्यूशनलाइज्ड मीन्स टू चेंज करना. उन लोगों की लाइफ चेंज हो गई. पहले वो लोग स्कैर्ड होते थे वाइल्ड एनिमल से एंड इवन दे एट द रॉ मीट. फिर धीरे धीरे वो मीट को कुक करके खाने लगे. साथ ही साथ उन्हें सेफ्टी भी मिली वाइल्ड एनिमल से एंड उन्हें फायर से लाइट भी मिली. अदर देन fire, wheel also revolutionized their life. They learned to make wheel from tree trunk and thick wood. Then slowly they discovered wheel. They made wheel with the trunk of tree and also with the help of thick wood. Next is changing environment. Here we will discuss how the environment was changed at that time and which kind of effect it had created on the early humans. So let's see. Around 12,000 years ago, there was a widespread change. Widespread means huge change in the atmosphere of the world. Not only in India, but in the whole world. Before 12,000 years ago, the huge change was there in the atmosphere due to increase in temperature, vegetation. So why was the changes? So the changes were due to increase in temperature. Temperature increase हुआ, उसकी वजह से huge changes हुए. If we are talking about temperature, so the same thing happened day by day. The temperature become increase and we are suffering from global warming. Vegetation and grass fields started growing in many areas of the world. And because of the changing in environment, vegetation means different trees and grass field means open ground of grass started growing in many areas, not only in India but at many places in the world. As a result, number of grass eating animals or herbivores like deer, sheep, goat, etc. increased. And grass fields were started growing to increase, and in the result of that a number of grass eating animals, and they are called herbivores. So herbivorous animals like deer, sheep, goat increased, means their number were getting increased. Primitive man certainly got benefits of it. Definitely this we have already discussed that generally some animals were too fast and they could not catch them easily. They could not hunt them easily, but they used to eat deer, sheep and goats, so their number got increased, due to which they got the benefit or profit. They started studying this animals' behavior and thus their mental development started. They started learning the behavior of animals. Suppose you have any domestic animals at your home. So as in different situation they are behaving in different way. So here also the primitive man started observing the behavior of that particular animal and mental development started. धीरे धीरे करके उन लोगों की जो mental development थी वो start हो गई. They came in contact with grass, trees, vegetation as well as wheat, barley and other grains due to climate change. They were only hunter and gatherer, or we can say hunters. But as the changes occurred in the temperature due to high temperature, even they came in the contact with grass, trees and other vegetation as well as wheat, barley and other grains due to the climate change. क्लाइमेट टेम्परेचर में चेंज होने की वजह से वो लोगों ने वीट, बार्ले एंड और भी ग्रेन्स में चेंजेस देखा. दे स्टार्टेड यूज ऑफ देम. अर्लियर दे यूज द स्टोन्स एंड द वेपन्स मेड विद स्टोन्स एंड देन द वुमन, मैन एंड चिल्ड्रन यूज स्टोन्स टू कलेक्ट ग्रेन्स. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस क्यूरियस इंस्टिंक्ट मीन्स ज़्यादा जानने की इच्छा की वजह से स्लोली एग्रीकल्चर स्टार्टेड इन इंडिया. As their mental development started and slowly due to it, they have learned how to do the agriculture. People started using stones to grow grains. With the help of stones, they started digging land and then they started to grow grains. They started growing grains near the banks of the rivers and constructed their houses made of mud, thatch. Thatch, I have already told you, thatch means grass and other materials in the nearby areas. They started farming. Then it is not possible to move from one place to another, so they decided to live and constructed their houses near the rivers. And they started making their houses with the help of mud, thatch means grass, and other materials in the nearby areas. As a result of it, their nomadic life came to an end, and they started a settled life. फर्स्टली दे इन्वेंटेड फायर, देन आफ्टर दैट व्हील. फिर उन लोगों का मेंटल डेवलपमेंट हुआ. उसकी वजह से उन्होंने फार्मिंग सीखा. एंड फार्मिंग सीखने की वजह से उन लोगों ने हाउस बिल्ड किया. मीन्स वी कैन से दैट अर्लियर they live primitive life, that is nomadic life, and then they started to live a settled life. The first companion or friend of his settled life was a dog. तो उन लोगों का फर्स्ट कंपेनियन फ्रेंड जो था साथ में रहता था वो डॉग था. We can also say that dog is a faithful animal. Besides, he was also familiar with sheep, goat, cow, buffalo, pig, etc. So first dog, then after they got familiar or mix or match with sheep, goat, cow, buffalo, pig, etc. Gradually, they started adjusting with them too. So earlier, only dog was there. Then, if we talk about before dog, then we can say they were hunter-gatherers. But as time passes, they started adjusting with all the animals. These animals protected them from wild animals. वो animals थे वो उनको wild animals से भी protect करते थे. Thus, they associated with animal husbandry also along with farming. Animal husbandry करना means domesticate करना, और we can say उसको घर पर रखना. फार्मिंग के साथ उन लोगों ने डोमेस्टिकेशन भी स्टार्ट किया. Why? What is the reason? So for that they are getting the milk. If sheep is there, then they will get the skin of the sheep. From the skin they will get wool. So they are getting all the things from them. So they started animal husbandry also. However, research is being carried out to find out how long he had been using animals to get milk. And उसके ऊपर से उन लोगों ने रिसर्च करना स्टार्ट किया कि वह मिल्क प्राप्त करने के लिए कितने समय से एनिमल्स का उपयोग कर रहे थे. Next is settled life, food, shelter, clothing. Early life and pastoral activity transform primitive man's life into settled life. पेस्टोरल मीन्स जो भी उन लोगों को मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स या एनिमल हस्बेंड्री की जो एक्टिविटी थी उसमें से प्रिमिटिव लाइफ थी वो सेटल लाइफ में चेंज हो गई. वी नो दैट एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड कैन नॉट बी लेफ्ट आउट बिकॉज इट टेक्स सम टाइम for crops to grow. It needs water and crops have to be harvested when grains are ready. Why they didn't left the places like agricultural land? Because we learned that they started learning farming. पहले वो लोग wanderer थे and hunter थे, तो वो लोगों को जहाँ पे प्लेसेस मिलती थी और नेचुरल केव्स अवेलेबल थे वहाँ पे वो लोग चले जाते थे. बट जब से उन लोगों ने फार्मिंग स्टार्ट किया तो दे कुडंट लेफ्ट लैंड. वाई? बिकॉज क्रॉप्स वर ग्रोन देयर एंड इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट के within 1 or 2 days the crops get ready. It takes time. So they got stable there. Means they started living there because even the crops need water, and even when it get ready, harvesting of grains were done. That's why they stayed at that places only where they started farming. Due to this process of crop harvesting, their life become as settled life. He also started making earthen pots for the storage of grains. वो लोगों ने मिट्टी से pots बनाने भी start कर दिए, and with the help of that pots they stored the grains also. Means here we can say उनका mental development होना start हो गया. grains तो बहुत होते थे but एक दिन में पूरा थोड़ी कर पाएंगे, so धीरे धीरे वो grains को store करना सीख गए. As the wandering life came to an end, there was a widespread change in their food habits, clothes and shelter. And as times changed, there was a widespread means notable change in the food habits. Means slowly their food habits changed. Even clothes also changed. And shelter means उनमें जो home थे वो भी change होने लगे. So we can say उन लोगों ने settled life जीना start किया. Along with wheat, barley, meat, they started eating fish and fruits found near their सेटलमेंट, उन लोगों के सेटलमेंट मीन्स जो एरिया में वो लोग रहते थे वहाँ से ग्रेन्स तो स्टार्ट किए, प्लस दे स्टार्टेड eating fish and fruits found from the nearby settlement areas. He lived in the houses made up of mud, thatch and other such materials. So they started building their houses. किससे बनाते थे हाउसेस? मड से, थैच मीन्स ग्रास से और बहुत सारे अलग अलग मटेरियल्स से. ही डिड एग्रीकल्चर. ही मेड फार्मिंग इम्प्लीमेंट्स ऑफ स्टोन विच इंक्लूडेड स्पेड, चीजल एंड sickle. Now, what is chisel? Chisel means tool used for cutting. Spade is used in farming. Sickle means दराती. So, उन लोगों ने फार्मिंग के लिए ये सारे टूल्स स्टोन में से बनाए. The following table shows us the places in India where grains, shelter, weapons and remains of animals have been found. अब ये टेबल से हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी कि कौन कौन से एरिया से हमें कौन कौन सी चीज़ें है वो मिली थी. सो सी, ग्रेन, सेटलमेंट्स, वेपन्स एंड एनिमल्स, एंड हियर आर द प्लेसेस वेयर वी हैव फाउंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. फर्स्ट वन इज व्हीट, बार्ले, शेप, गोट एंड स्टोन इम्प्लीमेंट्स. हमें मेहरगढ़ से, विच इज़ प्रेजेंटली सिचुएशन इज पाकिस्तान, वहाँ से ये चीज़ें मिली थी. देन राइस, बोन्स ऑफ एनिमल्स दैट वी आर गेटिंग फ्रॉम कोलीधावा, उत्तर प्रदेश. Then rice, sheep, goat, stone implements from Magadha, Uttar Pradesh. Then fourth one is human settlement, rhino, which is from Langnaj, Gujarat. Fifth one is wheat, lantern, dogs, pit houses, that is from Burjhom and Kufral, Kashmir. Sixth one is buffalo, bull implements, which is from Chiran, Bihar. We get information about their human settlements and cattle rearings. Cattle rearings means animals को domesticate करना from places like Burjam, Kufral, Hurangi, Mehrgarh, Langnaj and Bhimbetka, which were discovered by our archaeologists. ये सारी places से हमें archaeologists ने हमें information find करके दी कि वहाँ पे कैसे सेटलमेंट होता था, कैसे कैटल rearing करते थे, which type of crops they grow. From places such as Mehrgarh and Inamgaon, we have get information about their houses and farming. From Mehrgarh and Inamgaon, we get information about the houses and farming of primitive men. They used to grow grains like barley and bajra. वो लोग बार्ले एंड बाजरा जैसे ग्रेन्स उगाते थे. Sharp stone implements have been found from places like Mehrgarh and Inamgaon. So from Mehrgarh and Inamgaon, we get tools made from sharp stone. And these implements or tools which we got from Mehrgarh and Inamgaon, this might have used for farming. Mehrgarh may be considered to be the oldest village of ancient India. We can say that Mehrgarh can be considered as the oldest ancient village of India. Farming of barley and wheat started from here. यहाँ से ही उन लोगों ने barley and wheat की farming start की. They reared sheep and goat. They reared two animals, that is sheep and goat. They did farming and stored grains. Bones of animals have also been found here. They started farming and with the earthen pots they stored the grains, and even the bones of animals were found from here. Means we can say sheep or goat के भी bones वहाँ से मिले. They lived in rectangular houses. वो rectangular houses में रहते थे. Small barns have also been found in these houses. Barns means farm or building in which crops or we can say animals are kept. Means ऐसी small building था फॉर्म जहाँ पे वो लोग एनिमल्स या क्रॉप्स रख सके, वो भी मेहरगढ़ से मिले. According to the evidences found in Mehrgarh, they honored the dead by burying them. And जिनकी डेथ हो जाती थी उनको वो लोग ब्यूरी करते थे, मीन्स दफनाते थे. Many such evidences have found here. वहाँ से ग्रेव्स भी मिली थी, मीन्स कब्र भी मिले थे. Evidence has been found at one place that goat was also buried along with men. Not only the humans but even the animals met with the death. So the same process was done by them. They have also buried the goat. So we have got the evidences of it also from Mehergarh. That's why Mehergarh is considered as the oldest ancient village. This suggests their belief that there is life after death also, and from that time only they believe that if anybody dies then there is life, and after life there is death, means the whole cycle of life and death are going. So the primitive mans also believe that there is death after life and life after death. So they buried the animals as well as the human also. In the same way, a place named Inamgaon has been found in Maharashtra के इनम गांव से हमें चिल्ड्रन की डेड बॉडीज मिली थी. They lived in round shaped houses. As far as Mehergarh is concerned, they lived in rectangular houses, but if we are talking about Inamgaon, so they lived in a round shaped houses, and that is same in both the places, that they reared cattle and even farming the bajra and barley. In Mehergarh, barley and wheat was there, and यहाँ पे bajra and barley. So I hope this chapter is clear to you.